It's a heavy medallion that I call this award, this James Beard Foundation Leadership Award, being bearded. Okay, so we were bestowed these medallions up in Chicago on July 4th as part of the the leadership awards, uh, and so we got these medallions on the 4th. Had a great luncheon, great gala kind of activity on the 4th of June. Then the next day, June 5th, was the big gala with probably thousands of people in the big lyric opera with all the other nominations in every other category. And that was a 3-hour program. So what is here also, this medallion, so we were asked to wear this on the 5th, and it was 3 hours, okay? This thing, okay, gotta wait. Anyway, of course, we know James Beard was someone who had this world taste about food in his life. His childhood upbringing was inspired by that the family chef for the family was from China. So this chef taught James Beard about, of course, American cooking, Chinese cooking, and also this idea of appreciating world cuisine. So when I wear this medallion, I'm also wearing James Beard's legacy, okay, as someone who appreciates world cuisine. So I wear that in his honor, but also I keep saying to people that it really isn't about me, it's about we. So I wear this medallion. I got the award, I say, based upon my own family, sense of honor for my family. This land here that we came to in 1800, okay, this land here. And also, the award represents my numerous organizational affiliations, and the award also represents living in Richmond, where I was born, honoring Richmond, honoring Lexington, and honoring Kentucky. And it's, for me, it's just a wonderful tribute to Kentucky that we have two people, myself and Valerie Horn up in Whitesburg, that got these two leadership awards. Out of 6 people who got the awards, 2 of us are from Kentucky. And Kentuckians, in my view, ought to be celebrating. I was telling, it might have been Leah, that if we were a basketball team and we had won the NCAA championship, or a baseball team winning the World Series, there would be parades and celebrations in the key of the city, okay? And the James Beard Awards is like the Oscars of the food and restaurant and food justice movement, okay? So that's what that is. And I'm just excited to be, I've been at this work for about 50 years. Food, local food. I helped found Good Foods Co-op in Lexington, for example, in 1972. So we were talking about local food, healthy food, organic food 50 years ago. No. People ask me all the time, they say, when are you going to slow down? I said, well, when I make that transition on the other side, I will be at rest then. Until then, I've got work to do. I kind of officially retired from, quote, work, about 13, 14 years ago, okay? And I'm probably more busy now than I was when I was, quote, working. I just got off the road, Scott. I was gone for a whole month on what's called my Joy and Justice Journey in June, which took me to 25 cities, 15 states. I did about 15 presentations, including I spoke at Stanford University. I spoke at University of California. I spent 5 days in the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis, and I did 8 presentations in 5 days. And I left May 20th. I got back home here June 21st. And the idea was spreading the theme of joy and justice and all levels of justice, okay, all levels of justice. And I did that last year as well. And I'm already planning for next year as well. So again, I wear, by last count, I think I sent Leah a list of my organizational affiliations, and it was 15 plus. Some of them have to do, as you know, I mentioned before, about African Americans in the horse industry. So I'm wearing this Phoenix Rising shirt because we're an organization dedicated to lifting up the legacy of African Americans in the horse industry. You know, we were like the foundation, we were the grooms, we were the jockeys. Out of the Derby, being from Louisville, I think out of the first, 15 Derbies, I think 10 or 12 of the winners were African Americans, things like that. You know, African Americans contributed what's called riding in the crouch. There was a guy named Simon introduced riding in the crouch. Isaac Murphy introduced riding off the pace. Okay, so those were all, in our view, very, very important contributions that ought to be lifted up, and we're doing that. For example, Churchill Downs has an exhibition. Keeneland does, the horse park. So that's part of my hat I wear as well.